Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phenomenal Views. I'm your host Nick Smith, and of course you know my nephew Tevis. Well, for what, 3 years they have been hyping up this new Ninja Turtles movie. They've been hyping it up, making the Turtles 6 foot tall?
Yeah.
Making them 6 foot tall, showing us Shredder, and showing us Splinter, and it wasn't really produced by Michael Bay, but you know what? It still totally failed! This movie was horrible. How long were we sitting in the movie before I was ticked off?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes I was ticked off. Because, and he finally understands why I get mad when they do not go by the original source material. In this one, the Ninja Turtles were April's pets. That's wrong. And they were her pets, and her dad put the mutagen in them, and she named them all their names. That's wrong. And how they learned ninjutsu was by Splinter studying a book. That is wrong. Everything they did in this movie was wrong. The only things they got right was Donatello's personality and Michelangelo's. That's it. That's pretty much. Basically, this movie is kind of like... This is the Amazing Spider-Man with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thrown in. And you're probably going to say, well, what makes you say that? Well, here's what it is. You have the villain who is creating this toxin that is going to spread into the air, that's on a skyscraper, and it falls. Then they have the fact of the matter that April O'Neil's father was killed in a fire, but when you find out, Shredder was the one who killed him because they found out what Shredder and Eric Sachs was really doing, and so they killed him. Gee, doesn't sound like Amazing Spider-Man at all, does it? This movie was horrible! Horrible! I was really wanting to walk out of the film, and I had to pee really bad. But like Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't walk out of Guardians of the Galaxy. I never wanted to walk out of that movie. But this film, I was like, I gotta pee, but I want to stay and see if it's any worse than it already is. And I should have went and peed. I wouldn't have missed anything. And they have useless characters, which provide no purpose to the plot. Whoopi Goldberg, she provides no purpose to the plot.
Who?
Whoopi Goldberg. April O'Neil's manager.
Oh.
Yeah. If they took her out, you would have the same movie. If you took April O'Neil's roommate out of this movie, you would have the same dumb movie.
Mom, I want to move back home.
Yeah. Okay, so, and the thing with the Turtles is they were raised in a sewer, but it is only because April put them in the sewer to save them. And Splinter found a ninja book, which that's how he became a martial artist. Travis, do you want to tell them how Splinter actually knows martial arts?
He was a human.
He was a ninja master. They said that in this movie they were combining the origins. Bull crap. There was 2 origin stories that they could have went with. He was a human, and he got turned into a rat, and he was a ninja master. Or in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and in the 2003 series, which is my favorite series, he was a pet rat of his master, Amato Yoshi, and he studied his movements. And that's how he was a ninja master. That is how he trained the Turtles. Not, I found a book, and I seen the movements, and I trained myself, and then trained them. I didn't train them to protect New York. I trained them to protect themselves. One thing I did like, though, Shredder was Asian. Shredder was Asian. He was not the person that they were showing to be. So I was very happy about that. I give you applause for that. Thank you, Shredder still sucks. What things disappointed you about this movie, Tevis?
Same things that disappointed you.
Mikey's jokes. Mikey is the best thing in this movie, but his jokes go a little bit too far.
Not really.
Sometimes they do. They kind of throw bestiality. Of course, so they did that. The point is, Megan Fox is actually not as bad as I thought she was going to be.
That was Megan Fox?
Yeah. Megan Fox was April O'Neil. Yeah, like, she's not as annoying as I thought she was going to be. I give her props. Very good. Very, 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 very good. Okay, now, one thing that I kind of wish that they had touched up on more, but they didn't, they only bring up one time about Raphael questioning Leonardo's leadership, and then at the end of the movie, Raph's like, I'll follow you into battle anywhere. Yeah, Raphael always questions Leonardo's leadership. Always. He never sides with him. It's always... I don't know why he questions his leadership, but he does. And they acknowledge at the end of the film, I was such a douche to you guys. And one other thing, it's just like with Michael Bay's other films with Transformers, you have to know the original material. Because if you don't, in Michael Bay's movies, you won't know anything. Fans are going to be like, well, what is he talking about? He wasn't a douche to Leonardo or his brothers. If you watched the cartoon, or if you've actually read the comics, Raph kind of has anger issues.
Oh, yeah.
He almost killed Michelangelo once. He became the freaking Shredder. Eventually. They only touch up on that once. Only one time. And then it's never brought up again. Why? Why? That's something that you could have focused on. Make Raph more angry. Or whatever. Now, they actually did have him right with how he treats Michelangelo. Which at point I thought was actually kind of funny.
They were playing Buck.
Yeah, that ticked me off so much.
What?
How they defeated the Shredder. Hey, you guys want to play Buck? And then April O'Neil being the one who takes out the Shredder. That was freaking stupid.
That's my girl.
Yeah, that's... oh, and another thing. The Foot Clan, they're not ninjas. They're guys with guns. That's it. And you know why they call them the Foot Clan? Because apparently they step over the people. They step over the people. That's why they were called the Foot Clan. Instead, for some reason, they're thinking, you know what? In the original comics and TV show, the Foot Clan were ninjas that were trained by Shredder in Japan. Oh, screw that. I know everything. I'm Michael Bay. I know how to make stuff awesome. Have you seen all 4 of my Transformers films? Forget what they wrote. I'm the best director on this planet. The Foot Clan were ninjas that Shredder picked up on the frickin' street and let them do what they wanted. And then he trained them to become deadly assassins and ninjas. And they were called the Foot Clan. Duh! I hated Splinter. Splinter, I hated. I did not like Splinter at all. In the beginning, I did not like him, and he looks freaking creepy. He didn't look like a rat. He looked more like a...
donkey.
I was going to say weasel, but donkey works. And, like, the fact of the matter is that, once again, you can't learn karate from a book.
Yeah, you can.
No, not really. You can't. Yeah.
Well, not the way he was going. Like, he was awesome.
Yeah, no, not like that. Like, you could, see the move and go like, how to do ninja. You could learn ninjutsu better from watching TV than from a book.
True.
That is very true. That is very true. I took a picture of a car that looked like the DeLorean from freaking Back to the Future. And don't say anything, because I actually felt this when we went to the movie. I wanted to take this car, I wanted to get the keys and drive it before I seen this movie and be like, don't watch this movie. Whatever you do, don't watch this movie. This summer, Michael Bay has been kind of like an MMA fighter. You know, like, you step into the octagon, like, yeah, I'm going to beat the living crap out of this guy. You get knocked out, and then the guys on top of you go like, and then the ref has to go like, whoa, stop, he's knocked out. That was Transformers. This movie, it was like this. Oh, yeah, all right, I'm going to fight this guy. Run to the match, bang, knocked out. And then he leaves you alone. That's what Michael Bay has been doing this summer. He has been a cinema MMA fighter. Knocking us out cold, and then doing it again. But a little bit merciful the second time. This movie was worse than Transformers, but I would go watch this again just because it is shorter than Transformers. Transformers was 3 hours long. Why was it 3 hours long? The guy who played Vernon was annoying as crap. Every time he opened his mouth, what was it I said every time he opened his mouth?
Shut up.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, will you shut up? Will you shut up? Will you shut up? The guy who was driving the van all the time.
Heroes on a Half Shell.
Yeah, and that's another thing that made me furious. All the slogans for the Turtles were either created by them themselves or Splinter. Splinter came up with Cowabunga. They did say Cowabunga one time, and they did show the Turtles.
And that was Raph.
That was Raph.
That's Mikey's thing, Cowabunga.
Oh, that's true, but they still said it. The phrase is still in there, and it was actually said by them, not the freaking humans. But they built this film. They were talking about this film. Michael Bay was going to make them aliens. I'm glad he didn't. And Shredder, I kind of liked the way Shredder looked, but I also kind of didn't like it because he was like he was a gigantic robot. When in all of the comics and in all the TV shows, Shredder is basically just a bad A ninja. And they only call him Shredder, they don't call him Orokusaki because that's who Shredder is. Shredder is a Rokusaki who is a deadly assassin who had a rivalry with Amato Yoshi over a woman, killed the woman, and then tried to kill him. Yeah! But in Shredder was basically like Toka and Rizar from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. He was like, I will now feast on turtle soup. I liked the fight between Shredder and Splinter because Splinter got his butt kicked, because I hated Splinter. And they did the fight between Raph and Shredder, which Shredder cracked his shell. And then... Oh, and here's something. Did you notice that when Shredder fell to the ground, and they said that this was the only thing of mutagen left, they somehow got another thing of mutagen to cure Splinter?
Yeah.
Consistency? What's that? Oh my goodness. And April O'Neil's the one who takes out the Shredder. They're they're on the building after ripping off the Amazing Spider-Man, no less, which is a much better movie than this. They're hanging on the billboard, or they're hanging on the thing or whatever, and so Raph basically tries, Shredder has this thing with his blades, which I thought him popping him out like that was pretty cool, and him shooting him out like that was cool, but it just... He basically drops 100 feet to his death, and it's because April, what does she do? Kick him or something? Yeah, April O'Neil kicks him. She saves the day. Everybody loves April. And the movie ends with the Turtles in the van, which Mikey blows up Vernon's new car, which I personally didn't care. I was just ready for the movie to be over. As soon as the movie was over, we got up and walked out. And this had Michael Bay written all over it. They did one shot focusing on Megan Fox's butt while she's out of the car trying to take pictures with her cell phone. They did a lot of sexual jokes, the first 5 minutes was a sex joke. The first 5 minutes was a sex joke. I was like, well, this is all going to be downhill from here. And I wanted this movie to be good. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to top this. Of course, so now this isn't a movie that's going to win blockbusters, Ninja Turtles, I get it. But this one, at least, was good. It had good action, good acting. The acting, I personally didn't think was that bad, but they said that they combined the origin stories, and they did, and they pulled something out of their butt, and they tried to make something new, and it just sucks. It really just sucks. And, do they ever say Splinter survived?
They don't.
Oh, okay, and here's something that I actually question this. When me and him and his friend were sitting in the theater, they took the Turtles and hooked them up to a machine that they were only able to get out of after pumping adrenaline. But yet, for some reason, before they started taking the blood out of them, why couldn't they just break out? They were clearly strong enough. I mean, yeah, they tasered them a little bit, but still, they're 6'3" freaking turtles. I'm pretty sure they could have just went huh, bam. And apparently, it's only breakable and the glass is only breakable on the inside, not the outside. Did you notice that? Because Raph tried to break open the glass with with a weapon, and it didn't work. But yet, for some reason, when Donatello jumps out, the glass breaks fine. So yeah, guys, if you honestly want to see this movie just to see if it's as bad as a lot of people are saying it is, or if you just want to sit through something that's not 3 hours long, go ahead, have fun. But if you're a true fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I have watched the original series, the 2003 series, I have not watched the new series, but I've heard that's just a revamp of the old series. Don't watch this movie. Don't waste your breath. Go watch Lucy. Go watch Lucy. Go watch the new Purge.
Go watch Tammy.
Or go watch the movie that they ripped off. Go watch The Amazing Spider-Man, which was done so much better in this movie. Go watch that. Please, please, please don't kill your brain cells. Please, please, please. By the way, don't forget to comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about this review. What did you think of this movie? And he just fell over. Guys, I'm Nick Smith. I have issues. I have a Deadpool shirt and a Deadpool phone case, and Deadpool's not here right now, but have a good night, guys. Yep. And meet the cure. Well, not really the cure, but something for swelling an itch. Hi, guys.